There we go. Mic is on, but it's not working properly. For some reason I forget. I have to do it every time. There we go. Nope. How about now? How about now? Testing. Chess. Chess is great. Who loves chess? How about now? Testing. Testing. Good? There we go. Finally reached a good level. Okay, that's annoying. I forget to have to do it every single time. Oh well. Well, let's get started. We're going to do some Puzzle Rush Survival. Let's see if we can get to like 50. A man can hope, he can dream. Looks like Queen takes G4, wins a rook. That seems fine. It's not a back row mate, but I'll take it. Free Queen with check. That seems good. We got a back row mate. Daniel Landau, hey Kevin, I just watched your latest Road to 2200 video. I left a comment there. Ooh, okay. Which one was that? I don't. The problem is they're like weeks old when I upload them, so I don't remember what happened in them. So what happened in that one? Maybe I'll remember the game to some degree. Okay, the bishop is covering that diagonal. We got another checkmate. I'm just breezing through these first ones that are very easy. This one's interesting because we're going to make a pass pawn over here. Although it's a little bit weird how we're going to... Yeah, okay. We'll still be faster. Oh, I didn't look at this. Okay. The box. So the box right now, the king will be able to get in the box. But the king cannot get in the box now. Shrunk the box. The game where you lost the exchange and your knight could have been trapped if your opponent saw it. That doesn't sound good. I'm going to assume I lost that one. Yeah, okay, you said you lost. No, I lost the exchange. Okay, yeah, I'll assume I lost that game. Yeah, exchange swaps usually go very well for me too, so it's sad that I lost it. This seems like where I probably want to start. Ah, yes, and then I can go along with the bishop to get mate. And if they go there, that looks like mate. Okay. Here. Almost mate. They have this square. I move the knight anywhere, and then it's mate. Okay, we've got the push the king over, the chess.com back row mate specialty. This looks like a slide the queen in. Well, let's see if it works. We try to slide the queen in. They make an escape square. Okay, it's hard. They can't move the... No, they can't move the... Yeah, they can't move the queen anywhere. Okay. So, let's say we go here and they go here. I check. They go there. I mean, it seems like it's definitely the answer. Let's see. No, I won. Yeah. Oh, one of those. Oh, that game where I was just like, well, we've lost, but, you know, we might as well generate some threats and just hope that our ridiculous attack works. Those games are always fun. Okay, here. How do I win this? I don't know, but it looks like this has to be the answer. Let's see if there's something better in the position, because I'm not seeing it. I mean, our queen is hanging to that bishop on g7. I mean, we got to move the queen. This has to be right? Okay, it's right. I think they're... Fried Foxy is here. What's up? Just watched the most recent Road to 2200. A very satisfying attack. Thank you. Appreciate it. I think there's a lot to learn from that game from both sides. If only I remembered that game. This is the only downside about having these games be so old. It's hard to talk to you guys about them because I don't remember what happened in them. Okay, I think this has got to be it. All the other things I was looking at don't quite work. So, only thing they can do really is go there. And then I guess the question is, what's the best way to win? I guess it's probably with the immediate check. And then if here we end up winning, like we end up being able to check with the bishop. Hey Foxy, yes, I was commenting on that one too, Kevin. Yeah, also if it's the game I'm thinking of, then yeah, it was quite fun. Crazy attacks are fun. Last night I was playing a game. We had a very even game. I was definitely the one who had a better position. And then just out of nowhere, my opponent sacks a knight. And like for a sort of an attack, and I can tell it doesn't work, but I only have like 2 minutes left. And so I take the knight, and I just couldn't quite hold it together, and I lost. It was very annoying. It's very annoying being on the other side of that, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay, well, I'm looking at check. King moves into the corner, into h1. But then what? We go like queen, h3, threatening mate, but they move the rook over. So then we take the knight. And then we get mate. Seems pretty reasonable. Wow, I did not calculate that super carefully, and I got punished. I missed an 811 puzzle. Oh, jeez. That's not good. That's a bad start. That's a bad start. I can tell that I'm not quite as sharp as I would like to be. I don't know why. Okay, this is a very weird one. Whereas there's this back row mate, but it's being protected. But this would be hanging, but that's being protected. There's a lot of buts in here. So, yeah, I guess I can't take the bishop first. I would assume that the answer would be like queen g1 and then smothered mate, but there's no knight even around. So that's not an option. So I think the answer has to be rook takes, bishop takes, yes, and then queen mates, because it's protected by the bishop. Okay. This is cut off. It's very important. If we go here, this is cut off. Only can go there. But then what? You seem much harder than usual. I think I said that last time, though, so maybe I'm worse than I used to be? Okay, so I think the answer is here, 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 threatening mate there, or mate there. Because they could go there to stop the mate. So go there, there. Okay. It can be jarring to face an unexpected sacrifice, even if yeah, especially when there's very little time. Like it was a normal game, right? Like it wasn't like, sometimes you just know it's coming because it's like, well, they either do this or they die, and they're probably gonna die either way. But this was kind of like game's pretty even, and then just boom, here's my knight, and yeah, I took most of my time trying to refute it because I could have just said, never mind, I won't take the sacrifice. And I thought I refuted it. And then even when I asked him afterwards, I was like, did you think that was going to be sound? And he said, nah, I didn't think it was sound. So it was interesting. But he is like the only person at the club that knows me as a content provider, which is interesting. He said that my road to 2200 had come up in his For You page, which I thought was interesting. And then he was going to play the Jobava London against me, and decided that since I had a chessable course that was about tactics, that it would be a bad idea to go into a tactical opening against me. And I was like, what? Okay, that's interesting. All right, we had a bunch of easy ones in a row, which was interesting. Another easy one. So after like a couple of kind of hard ones, now they're just all simple. Okay, now I imagine we're going to get to some things where we need to start thinking. So we've got a check here. Moves over and mates. So no thinking necessary yet. Okay. This is mate? Yes, that's mate. Okay. I guess it's not. I guess it's not. Okay, we've got the queen trade. Probably not what we want. We look to be way down on pieces. This is a wild one. They have pass pawn. We're way down on pieces. We basically need a mate, and luckily we have one. Sneak attack through the side door. We can't come in the front door. The front door was blocked by the queen, but the side door was open. It was like the doggy door was left ajar. If he knew your content, he should have known to go for tactical openings. I mean, Karen, I know exactly. I'm totally with you. I was like, wait, what? What do you mean he didn't want to? I don't think he's seen my content is the thing. He just knows of it. Yeah, that definitely was an indicator to me that he had not actually seen my content, right? It just had come up in his For You page, and he was like, oh. And I know he has a tactical course. So, yeah, I agree. I would not say I'm the most tactical player. These last bunch do seem easier than some of the early ones. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. We had a very easy run. This one looks weird. Also, I thought it was black to move. Is that mate? I think so. These are just all simple. Very weird set of puzzles. I mean, this is the most forcing move, but it doesn't look like it works. They block. We don't have anything. The other move I was looking at is rook takes h3, king takes h3, but again, we don't have anything. It feels like that has to be the move, so I'm kind of looking at it some more. The only other move, it seems like it has to be one of the forcing moves, because we're down quite a bit of material. There's no like quiet move that does much. So this suddenly seems quite hard. Let's see. So what about queen c2? That same kind of checking idea. No, that doesn't work. Okay, I think I see it. It's combining the two threats. So we go here, check. They have to block. We take, check. They take, that's mate. Now, they could go there, but then that's going to be mate. So this works by combining the ideas. Alright, this is just a back row mate, sort of. So it's kind of interesting. It's like here, queen, check, take, and then we have to go there to stop the pawn from queening. What? Okay, I see it now. I see it before we even started. I could have pulled the queen away. The defender of the queen away. It's hard to believe that we don't win the other way. So my idea, once again, was there, here, here, here. They can't push this pawn. But I guess the point is maybe this 3-on-2 majority supported by the king with the bishop like totally locked down here. Then they're able to at least get a draw. Okay. I want to see a rematch between Daniel and you. You drew last game. Okay, okay. We could do that. If Daniel's up for it, I don't know. He might not be. Okay. Now what? We could do this. Forcing the trade. Takes. We're faster, and this is on the checking diagonal, so I think that works. Okay, then they move off, and then we're way faster. Okay. So here, we don't mind if they just make a queen. We would just pick up the queen. That's fine. The question is, so I guess what we want to do then is go here, and then if they push this pawn, we go to g7 and everything's locked up. And if we go here and they bring the king in, well, then we can immediately just check, and that's actually mate. What? That is shocking. I only got 28? That's gotta be the new record bad for me. Okay, so what happened? This does not feel like it would be the answer. But I guess that also works. Okay, but how does my move not work is the thing I don't understand. The problem is I don't remember what they did here. Okay, so there, how does this not work? No, I went here. How does that not work? Because they can make this a knight. You've got to be kidding me. So they make it a queen. My plan works perfect. If they try to come in here, then they get mated. Like, everything was great. Except, what if they make this a knight? Oh, my goodness. Sometimes this thing is so annoying. And then, yes, it is indeed a draw because they could make it a knight. A knight. Okay. Well, that one doesn't even count. Like, we didn't even get to any hard puzzles. Alright, I'm going to go very fast through the first 10 to just kind of catch us up to where we were. So I don't have all day just to do puzzle rushes. I have some opening prep I have to do, actually. I am playing tonight with the black pieces, and I'm going to play an opening I don't normally play, and so I need to do a little prep for it. I usually don't prep my openings. I know my openings well enough that I would rather spend my chess time doing other things, but for this particular opening, I need to prep it a tiny bit. Okay, like I said, we're just going through these as fast as possible. They're a little bit harder than I was expecting, but they're not hard yet. We'll get to like maybe 15 and I'll slow down. These are just all the automatic ones. Okay, this one's not automatic. This one's a little bit challenging. What are we doing here? Is this mate? Yeah, I guess that's mate. Okay, we move the king up so we can box him in. And then bloop, mate. White to move. Wow, we have a lot of stuff happening here. Oh, and we're checked, forked. Okay. We could take the knight. Seems like the most logical move. They would take us back. We would take them and we're up a piece. Seems fine. And then this, we're still going to be up a piece. And we're good. Okay, we've got this chess.com, push him back, lock the door, mate. And same thing because the bishop is controlling that diagonal. Okay, so we're back to 16 at least. We can start thinking a bit on these now. I mean, this looks like it just hangs a piece. Are we not that? So we're even. I would say we take with the queen, and then we're just up a piece, and they have zero compensation for that. Okay, so we've got this. I was looking at pulling the king away, but they can actually just take. It doesn't quite work. Do we have actual checkmate here with this cool move? coming around to a different angle, and everything's cut off. And they can go there, but then they still lose. That's kind of amazing. Alright, our queen is in danger. Backed up. But we can go here, check, removing the defender, and then take. Or as my chessable course would call it, cutting the string. Kevin, do you want to do a game or a puzzle battle? Oh, wow. I think both could be fun. Wow. Both could be fun. Check. And what? I don't really see the follow-up here. If they just move the king over. So they move the king to F1. Then what? Because if they just try to block with G3, then it's easy. Then we pick up the rook in the corner. I don't know. I'm going to assume that this is the answer. And that they're going to show that. I don't really know how we were supposed to do it if they just moved the king over. I guess at that point it's just like, well, now positionally they're kind of busted. They had to just move their king for no reason. Okay, so here... This is actually kind of interesting because this... Wait, none of my pieces are... I thought I had a piece hanging. Yes, this piece is hanging. So if that piece is hanging, but my rook is hanging... How am I supposed to do this? I can resolve this with a check, but it doesn't actually resolve it. Because they still just take me. Ah, I resolve it with this check. And in fact, that's mate. That's very funny. It's like, oh, there's pieces hanging all over. Why don't I just checkmate? That'll work. That'll solve all my problems. This would be mate if this knight wasn't there, so let's get rid of the knight. Simple, simple. This is kind of interesting. I think we want to go here. Oh, okay. That's actually mate, isn't it? It's not as interesting as I thought. This pawn is actually holding it all together. I thought we had some cool stuff with the bishop in the corner. Anastasia's mate. Okay. Oh yeah, that is called Anastasia's mate, isn't it? For some reason I always forget the name of that one. Okay, so I think here, Queen G2 is mate. And if check can't take, if check moves over, then queen goes here. So there, Queen G2 mate. Here, I think we just want to bring up the king. Oops. Here. Does that work? Does that work? What about here? I don't know, it looks like we get kind of stuck here because it's the corner pawn. I don't see a way to save this pawn, though. Oh, there's definitely a way to save this pawn. What am I talking about? Yeah. And then I can go here, and we win. Wow, that was a weird mental block. If that knight wasn't there, we would win the bishop. But the problem is, if we do anything outside of a check, they can resolve the problem by just taking our knight with check. So, what are we supposed to do about that? I don't know. This one's a little bit hard. Material is even. Like, does this work? I mean, if we push this knight away... Yeah, okay, so the knight is still pinned either way. So yeah, so we do that. Because I was thinking, like, well, they just take the knight and then it doesn't matter, but it's pinned and we take it with the pawn. Okay, I was looking at, is there a pin on this pawn? There is not. Also, this knight is covering it. So maybe we go take the knight. They take back. We scooch over. And now this would be mate. So they're forced to play the pawn up. We come all the way down. They go there. But then they get away on this square. So it does not look like it works that great. Check. Takes. Looks very bad. Just coming here immediately. Check. It's not look like that works. What about knight f6 to g4 into mate? I mean, they can guard that mating square by just pushing the pawn. So it's tricky. We also have another wild move of like takes, sack here, 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 but then they block again. So I'm having a hard time with this one. I mean, this is all I can come up with. It feels like it doesn't quite work. Ah, maybe it works this way. They defend with the queen. We check on e3. They block again. Doesn't quite work. Ah, okay, I see why this works now. Well, no, I guess not. I thought I could go like this and then pick up the queen when they escape back to e1. But my queen is also hanging. No, but this is with check. Wow, this one is actually very complicated. But we got there. 27, no mistakes. Here we go. Here we go. What about arm loans? You made this reference one before, and now I can't remember. What was it? What was that reference? I don't remember. White to move with 1 million pawns. How do we stop this one, though? We don't. We just don't, right? We just absolutely have no way to stop it. And we can measure that more easily by just looking at the box, and the king can't get in. Okay, so if that is the case, what is happening? So we need 4. But I guess we only lose by a millisecond, right? So there. And then all we have to do is be able to trade. What we don't want to do is go with this pawn first, because when we lose by a hair, we actually lose the game because they're covering that square. So we need to queen with this pawn. And then we're just going to say, sure, we're down a tempo, but we have 3 extra pawns. We can engineer a trade. What about synthetic CDOs? What is happening? I teach a whole segment to my global studies course on the 2008 financial crisis. So I'm pretty well versed in it. Plus, I lived through it. But I still don't know what the heck you're talking about. All right, is this mate? No, that's not mate. That is definitely not mate. This is a weird one. I guess it's here. Give up the bishop. And then that's like a rook roller mate. And if they try to take with the rook, it's mate with the queen. Okay. It's 29 with no errors. We're just going to pretend the first thing didn't happen. And this looks like mate, right? We just go bishop e4, block, mate. Easy peasy. In the second quarter, 7 the arm loans. Oh, this is one of my students. Leo, how are you doing? It didn't Took me a moment to pick that one up. I hope you're having a good summer, my friend. I hope you're doing great. All right, here we got a checkmate. You know, this is a chess. Well, yeah, I think Leo is trying to just make sure I notice who he is, and I have now noticed. It just took me a minute. Okay, I think I can just take here. I think this leads to mate. Check, takes. We've got this check forcing him back, and then mate on the back row. I don't think I've ever had a student come into my stream before. Wow, I'm used to history class stopping in 1960. That's really cool. Kevin, I'm in the midst of deeply researching the financial crisis. Okay, nice. Yeah, hey, what up? We did something really intentional at our school of trying to say, like you said, most classes cut off in like, I don't know, I think schools have gotten better now and like including Vietnam, often including like the Cold War to some degree, but we really wanted to craft a class where we thought the students would really resonate with learning about the world that they live in. And so we kind of changed our whole curriculum to be able to allow for that. So it's been pretty fun, actually, really diving into the modern world. And then when, you know, things come up in the modern world like tariffs, we were actually able to have a whole, you know, curricular discussion about them rather than just being like, hey, you guys are curious about tariffs, we can talk about them. We're actually able to work them into the curriculum, which was very interesting. Yeah, tariffs historically have been very interesting, and seeing how the current U.S. president is trying to use them, it led to some interesting discussions. Okay, so this is interesting in that this is mate. So we need to do something big, and there are no checks other than giving up our queen. But I think that actually works all because of this heroic pawn. So we take here, they take back on a7, we check, and then because of this bishop, we're going to be able to put the rook here, and because of this pawn, they can't get away. The pawn doing the heroic heavy lifting. We do watch a little bit of The Big Short. We don't watch the whole Big Short, unfortunately. We had a whole discussion about that. Should we actually watch the entirety of The Big Short? And we decided not to. So I don't know. Who knows? In the future, that might change. Okay. Let's see. This is an interesting one. We've got this situation of hitting this bishop a couple times, and if we go here, we're actually hitting the queen also. So can we kind of put that all together? So we go knight takes e5, threatening the queen up a piece. They take us back with their bishop. Bishop takes e2, we're even. We take their queen, we're up a queen. They take our queen, then we take this knight with check on the way out, and that's what wins it. So here, we don't take back, we take the extra knight. Ooh, how do we take? Does it matter? Oh my goodness, there's also this situation. So we actually just have to take here. Ooh, almost missed that. Take. And then more takes. Yes, so here, rook takes g3. If they take with the pawn... Oh, I was thinking we could take that rook in the back, but they would take us back. Suddenly this one looks much harder than I thought it was. Trading queens? That can't be right? No. It's got to be rook takes g3. How do we make that work? No. No. Everything I'm looking at ends in no, that does not work. Aha! I think I see it. I think I might see it. Maybe not. Okay, I'm looking at now the idea that this rook is fully undefended. So how do we take advantage of that? And then I was thinking rook takes g3, f takes g3, queen e3 fork, but then I realized, the queen is actually covering the rook now. We've just helped them out. I also just noticed something that I didn't notice before. We have a passed pawn here that looks very strong. So that is going to be the other key that I was missing to this puzzle. Yeah, so I think it's just rook sack, f takes g3, we take here check, they take back, we take again, they take, and then we end with the c1 queen. Okay, so I missed one of the fundamental pieces of the position at first. All right, yep, Daniel's got it. What new opening are you studying for tonight? I need to brush up on every sideline of the Sicilian. If people just played the open Sicilian, life would be much easier, but people don't do that. The main line is the sideline. Okay, so I've got this wild idea here. I go h6. They come over. Then I play d6. And now rook a8 is mate. The question is, can they do anything to stop any of this? They don't have any checks. The queen can't actually do anything. Yeah, I think this very slow, quiet approach works. It did not work. Let's see what happened. That looked like it worked to me. I'm truly shocked that that didn't work. I imagine the answer was to go here first. Yeah, and this works. But I thought my idea worked. I thought it was a really cool idea, actually. So let's see. Let's take a look at it with the engine. Why doesn't this work? It was slow for sure. Queen takes d5, covering check square. Darn it. Are you following a course or researching? I am doing both. So I follow, whenever I make an opening for myself, I start by getting courses and books. I mean, I start with like really simple stuff, but like when I decide like this is my opening, I try to find different options. And so for me, it involves chessable courses, videos, my coach, other recommendations, and I kind of put them all in a pile and I try to decide like what is the best fit for me. Not like what's the objective necessarily best version, maybe that's part of it, but like what is best for me. And then I try to figure it out from there. And I find that just having a course is useful, but it doesn't quite get me what I want. Okay, so this is a double check. So the king has to move over. When the king moves over, then what? Then what? Here, if they take, we check. Doesn't quite seem to work. We could also do the double check this way. Sending him over there. Then we can come into g3 with the knight, check. And if they take, that does lead to mate. Yeah, so this is the way to do it. We just had to change the order. And the difference is simply that this pawn being here now blocks off king escapes. So now we got there. We got another chance for a similar idea. Which one's better? We go this way. Knight goes over. Check. Takes. Check. And this is the exact same puzzle. Interesting. They want to really really make sure I got it down. I've got it. I've got it. Thank you for cementing that information. Unfortunately, I can't just go onto e4 and checkmate them. That is guarded. Okay. So what are we going to do? There are no checks, in fact. There are no checks that don't drop a queen. So we got to do something more interesting than just deliver a checkmate. What I could do is move my queen to g3, threatening mate on 2 different squares. And I don't think they can stop them both. So the question, though, is if I go here, do I get mated? Because it certainly looks like I do. Like, this is quite a scary setup around the king. But if we look a little bit closer, there aren't actually any checks at all. So we do have one free move. They cover one of the mating squares with this guy. They cover the other mating square with that guy. And now we're like, what? What do we do now? But what we can do now is just take the piece. And then take all the pieces. Okay. King looks fairly safe, but isn't. I see some interesting stuff with, like, rook takes e7, rook takes e7, check, but then the king escapes. Not sure we can come back and check, but then the king keeps going back. Doesn't look like that quite works. Yeah, I don't know. Do we trap the queen with this? It's very close. If we look at all the squares the queen cannot move to, it is a lot. But the question is, can't they go to any of those squares? They can. So do we gain anything by simply rerouting the rook? Oh, I think it's important to note that we actually win this rook. When we go rook takes, queen check, and runs away, it's very important to note we're actually double attacking that rook. What is happening? I thought I definitely solved that one. Takes, check. Ah, rook can come back and block, and the queen is blocking it. Interesting. So does this dislodge the queen? No. I guess I don't know. I don't know this one. Since I already missed it, we're just going to move on. Okay. That's a very clever idea, right? We just saw the queen was blocking, covering the square. Well, not anymore. It's not. That was a subtle one. Wow. Okay, I want to see that one more time. So the move was c6. Holy cow. That is a subtle move right there. Holy mackerel. Wow. If you credit me in the game review after your win. What is this? I hope your opponent isn't listening, but what variations are you looking into? Extensive files on many Sicilian lines for black and lead chess studies. Oh, cool. I mean, I'm always looking for more stuff. Against the Alpin, my plan currently, at least, has been to play the early d5 instead of knight f6. Against the delayed Alpin, knight f6, of course. Against, like, I don't remember what they're called, but the bishop b5 stuff, like the Rossolimo. Is that what it's called? Moscow attack, I guess. I think I'm just blocking with the knight. Against the closed, I'm doing the weird, like, a6, b5 stuff. I think that's what I'm going to do. I mean, all of this is up for change. I've sort of just started playing it. These are often what I do is I land on a line, and then I experiment with it, and then I go like, that's a good line. I agree, but it's not really for me. So, but that's currently where I'm at. Here. I don't really see... I don't see how to win this. Ah. Okay. All I actually need to do is trade. I trade the queens, and then my pawn queens. So all I have to do is go here, force the queen trade, and then bye. Bye-bye. I have 2 f6 and 2 e6. Yeah, currently I think I'm going to play 2 d5. I'm going to try to do that kind of stuff. So Moscow, you have b7, bd7. That's funny. All different than what I'm doing. I think I'm playing knight d7. I have to... This is what I'm saying. I need to check. I need to refresh my openings before tonight. Because I know I'm playing black. So might as well refresh them. Okay. Here, check. Hitting this bishop. But we can't take the bishop because we've just drawn the queen into the matter. And we can't go here, check, because the knight's covering it. So how do we make these ideas work? Aha. I think what we do is we change it up. We go here to free up this spot, but they're going to take with the queen. And then do we have a David and Goliath moment? We do. Boom. The chessable course coming through again. Boy, that chessable course is helpful. Okay. This is very intriguing. Our queen is hanging. But their bishop is under attack. So, like, can we go here? There. Check. No. That's ridiculous. That doesn't work at all. But what might work is this weird stuff. I don't think it's gonna work. It's too crazy town. Take with the bishop. Yeah, no. I don't know what that was about. That definitely does not work. That is not gonna work. I guess we could take with... Yeah, we take the knight first. That's defending the bishop so that we can just take. And if they say, well, haha, I'll take your queen, then we take their queen. Okay. I guess I learned some lessons today. When I find the answer, I did not do a good job double checking answers today. Or trying to refute the answer. This is one of the things that I learned the most from the book. Think Like no. What is it? It's the newest Think Like a Super GM. Or Think Like a Super GM, yeah. Which is, when you read that book, the puzzles are great. They're great. But what's truly great is to see that Michael Adams will instantly find the answer and then spends like 3 minutes trying to refute his answer. Whereas I find the answer and go, nailed it. That's the answer. Like, I worked hard. I found the answer, and I'm proud of myself. And he finds the answer and goes, okay, that's probably not the answer. Let's try every possibility to refute it. And then once he can't refute it, then it's the answer. That is my biggest takeaway from that book, and I've learned that is what I'm the worst at. So let's see. Why doesn't this work? We take the knight. They take back. We take this bishop. And we are just up a piece, and we win. Cool. But what if we take the knight, and they take our queen? And then we take their queen, and we are up a piece. And they take our bishop, and... Well, they can't. It's pinned. So how come we're not winning here? Takes... And it looks like we're winning. So what if when we take here, they take this way, and they say, okay, well, now you have your queen still hanging and this bishop, but then you can take with the queen. So yeah, I'm not able to refute this. Oh, wow. Sevenary7 with the donation. Thank you so much. This is the first time someone has donated to a YouTube stream of mine. So thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Look deeper. Queen E1 check. What? Queen can't even get to E1. Wow, what? Oh, wow. That is deep. Holy cow. Okay, so it's here. Takes. We win the piece. They go here. The rook takes, and then the rook checkmates. Holy cow. Okay. Wow, that was really good. So then what do we do? Then I'm back to the drawing board. I didn't have an answer. Oh. Wait, why can't we just do rook takes? And then this is pinned. Okay, that was kind of ridiculous of me. Okay. I got there, but the reason I failed it is because I did not do the Michael Adams method and refute my own move. I just went like, cool, that looks good. But then even when I tried to refute it, I couldn't refute it. But Daniel was able to refute it. Alrighty. Let's play a game. Are you up for it, Daniel? Are you up for it? Are you up for a rematch? Foxy wants to see a rematch with us. I'm going to put a challenge link in. Oh, I didn't paste it. That's funny. I was like, okay, I'm waiting. All right, here we go. Here we go. Whoa, wow. That's a high rating. 1772. Okay. All normal QGD stuff. This line, okay. And then I go here. And then I'm kind of out of theory now. So I'm realizing I need to go a little deeper here with my theoretical work. So if I go here, I end up with an isolated pawn. Do I want to do that? It's fine if I do. I don't think I do, though. I think I'd rather just go there. And then go here. And go here. Same as our last game. Okay, yep. But I don't think I liked... Maybe I did like how that worked out. I don't remember. I have this idea, this idea. I have a lot of good ideas here. I feel like this is another thing that separates you and I, Foxy. You can remember our last game. I have no idea what happened in our last game. I couldn't even tell you what color I was in our last game. Okay, here, 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 here. And then I gotta go here. That seems fine. Okay. I mean, it doesn't seem great. Oh, no, it's not fine at all. That's what this loses the... I missed that this was covering it. So, I have lost. Yeah, I think I just lost a piece. Not just like an exchange. So I think I can resign now. I'm trying to decide, is that true? It sure seems like it. Yeah, that was just an oversight of the bishop. There's no way out, right? There. No, that's not true. I can just lose it. If I can just lose an exchange, then I can play on. If I'm going to lose a straight up rook, then we're just going to resign. Okay, so now I'm just in a terrible spot. Yep, he got me. But, no, never mind. I was going to say this bishop is pinned. It is pinned. The worst pin that's ever been had. I'm actually going to let him trade queens here. No, that's a ridiculous idea. What? Why am I letting him trade queens? I was going to say so that I can centralize my rook and then the other rook, and I'll have the open rook. But I only have the one rook. Oh, man. And there's mate threats coming. Oh, I guess not. All the squares are covered. I'm the greatest. All right. I mean, trading rooks feels like admitting we've lost, but I guess I'm ready to admit I've lost. I'll give him one weakness. And then we'll just say, is that one weakness enough? And I really don't think it is. But let's see what we can do. Okay. You might go like that. Maybe this is better. Covering here. I can go there. Yeah, I can still go there. That seems good. Oh, no, that's resign. That's resign. Oh my goodness gracious. That was a truly horrific game. Wow. Okay. Oh, and I love that the computer's like, righty played like a 2200, a 2250, and I played like I'm 2050. Yeah, 2050 is always blunder an exchange and a piece. Always. I don't understand their metric for that in any way. Okay, so this is all fine. Let's see if this is the like what I want to be playing. I don't actually know. It feels like the other option is this. So I need to figure out after this stream is over, I'm going to go into my opening repertoire and kind of figure out what do I do here. Like I know what to do up to here, but at this branching point, I'm not sure what I play. Okay, and then here you're supposed to play either here to trade off your bishop or go here. And I think I would rather go here. And then if they castle, then if we want, we could do something like c5, or we could bring out the knight first. c5 fits pretty well into how I like to play these positions. I'd go like this. And then here, yeah, and then that's coming. But I think I would play... Ah, okay, that might be a difference. I think the when I played maybe against Foxy or some recent game, I played knight c6. And it got kind of hard to deal with my queen. Computer suggesting like maybe going here first. And then now we could go over here and build up behind that knight. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. D takes, and oh yeah, and I played bishop a6. That makes sense because it looks promising. This is the reason I played that against you is the very cool line in the Caro-Kann that I play in some different variations, and it just looked like a good idea. But I don't know. I just feel like the bishop here looks so strong. And your bishop is kind of cruddy. Not terrible, but not great. So it just feels like this would be a more natural spot for it. But it is this problem of... I think c5 is the problem, actually. I think it's too early to break open with c5. I think it would be better to go here first. Whoops. And then we could play c5. And if they take, we can recapture with the knight. And that just feels like it might be a little bit stronger. So it's still the same problem of this bishop is really irritating. It's just as simple as that. And then I guess we go like this. And something like this. But the engine says white's doing well, and I agree. I agree. Oh, I played bishop e7. You're recommending bishop a6. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Let's see. What would that look like? Bishop a6. Offering to trade my great bishop for your not great bishop. But maybe giving me a little bit more room to operate. Then if I play c5, moves. Again, this bishop is still... Can I just go here? Does that not work? That does not work. Why doesn't it work? Takes, takes. And then... Oh, yeah. Then the piece is hanging. Oh, yeah, yeah. So I just totally disregarded what queen e2 meant. Queen e2 meant my piece was hanging. So I could go to bishops to queen c8 to both get out of this and also to back up the knight. So f to d. Then probably just here. And then now we have a pretty even game. So, interesting stuff. I don't know. I'm going to have to really look into that. What do I do there? I'm not sure. I really don't know the answer. Okay. I can play one more, and then I am going to go, and I'm going to look at that. I'm going to look at some other opening prep for tonight, and then we're going to see. Probably do some calculation work, too, depending on how awake I am. Okay. Last game of the day. Anyone can take it. Fried Foxy took it. Okay. Oh, so we got some stuff happening here. Let me close all my other windows so it doesn't... I have this bad habit of just leaving all my windows open. And I really don't want it to think I'm cheating. Ooh, okay. I guess that's fine. It's definitely not the normal move. Let me phrase that. Not the move I consider to be normal. I don't know what that means. I will be going here to try to get rid of that bishop. Okay. I don't know that I like having my queen up there. And then the problem is when they play g5, I'm missing my bishop to help try to punish on this diagonal, which is kind of annoying. Yeah, and I'm missing a lot of stuff now by having that bishop gone. Like, this move is totally different, which is what I would normally play here. So maybe now I'm not even going to play it. Yeah, I'll play it. But it is different now. This stuff is much different than if I had my bishop here and could just lift off that knight. See what happens. That's usually how it works. My goal is to play knight d2. Whoa, what was happening? What is that knight trying to do? I don't know. I guess I'm gonna kick it. And then just immediately... Oh, that's what it's doing. Okay. That seems pretty good. I guess I have to take here. Wow. I am really out of it. I forgot that knight existed. I was assuming the bishop had to take. I guess that's fine. I'll go back to here. I'll drop my bishop back, and it's not the end of the world. Hung a pawn? Hanging lots of stuff now. Okay. Boy. Now what? Now I will go... Okay. I'm looking at wild moves here. No. I don't think wild moves are the answer. I'm going to go here. Oh, no. Never mind. For a second there, I thought that hung e3. So, what is Foxy going to do? The knight is hanging. He does care. That's good. Interesting way to escape with it. I'm gonna go here so that I'm now attacking the pawn through the knight. Okay. Move up. I feel like my queen is like venturing into you might get trapped territory. Just starting to feel that way. Also, capturing on b7 doesn't do as much as I thought it did. Okay, I think we should go here. Get off that diagonal. We do drop the pawn. Oh, actually this... Oh, no, because now the knight is covering that. That's a shame. Oh, no, the knight is actually hanging. Ooh, things might be going in an interesting direction here. Because this is a nice little fork. I don't know. What is he going to do? Starting to catch up on time, which is also nice. I had gotten quite low. Suddenly that C pawn is looking more vulnerable than it is good. Okay, that certainly works to cover that up. Take. Kind of wrecks their pawns a bit. Take that pawn. Yeah, I think I want to do this. Oh, no, I can't do that. Okay. I will... So this pawn is pinned. I can't do anything cool with that information. I'll just take this pawn. I think we're going to go here. Yeah, let's go here. It's going to be hard for them to go up the middle. I'm going to probably... Okay. So that pawn isn't pinned. That's important to note. I can't go here, attack the queen again. Okay. This pawn is hanging. Wow, interesting. Here, I guess. Okay, got a pretty even game. Now what? I'm gonna go here. Got them all tripled. And we're gonna go in. Okay. I don't think this is going to get us anywhere. But we're doing it anyway. I'm not sure what else to do. I'm very low on time. I just have to make some moves that are reasonable. Okay, reasonable moves. More reasonable moves. Okay. I'll go here, I guess. That's not as reasonable of a move. Yep. We'll go here. Almost ran out of time there. I was having a hard time finding a reasonable move. Okay. Come back, I guess. And it feels like very much a draw. So then the question will just be, can I close out the draw? And who knows? Maybe not. The unfortunate thing is my opponent's making actual moves, whereas I'm just moving. I'm just moving to be able to say I moved. And hoping that this remains a draw. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Suppose the draw had worked so hard for us to go over. Oh, they had mate. At least I think he had mate. Okay, that's still going to be mate. Okay, now we're up a piece. Will it be enough? We shall see. Oh, I messed that up. Yep, this is game. Alright, we got there. Okay. Uh-oh. No! Okay, never mind. We still got it. For a second there, I thought I messed it up. That would have been embarrassing. Yes! We beat the Foxy. Oh no, I didn't make it unrated. I'm sorry, Fried Foxy. Okay, I think you had a mate in there, Foxy. I think you had a mate there. Let's go to the mate. I might be wrong. So go to like, what is there? Okay, so here. Is it here? Yeah, I thought here. Yeah, I thought this was mate, but maybe it's not. Let's see. Yeah, I guess it's not exactly. Well, is it this? No, I guess it's not mate. Okay, I thought that was mate. I was wrong. But now it is mate. Okay. Oh, interesting. So you're supposed to do the somewhat quieter move here. That's kind of hard to find with 17 seconds, though. No, I'm sorry. And the problem is I don't even care about my blitz rating, so that's why I feel really bad about taking someone's blitz rating points. I will just burn them away to somebody else. Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay, so this I found to be a little unusual. The computer says it's a book move, so what are you talking about? And this is all fine. And then that's supposedly not a great move. And that is a great move. Didn't seem that great to me. Okay. So apparently I needed to go... Oh, yeah. I needed to guard my pawn. Like, that was an insane play to just be like, here's my pawn. I hope you enjoy it. And then now I'm getting crushed. And then that brings it back. So I felt like I was doing very badly here. And that seemed like the right move. The computer totally disagrees and says instead, you should just push. Even though I can take here because then there's a fork at the end. Oh, I guess not, because then I can take there. So what? I have to... Oh, okay, I guess. Right. So after this push, I have to take with the knight. And then there's this. Wow, that is very complicated stuff. I feel like the way you played it was totally fine, and you still retained an edge. And then this felt weird. I felt like here I was winning. The computer does not agree. It says it's basically equal. But I just thought your pawns now look kind of weak. I'm attacking them all. I must be doing well. And then this is just like a losing. Interesting. Because after this, I thought I would go here. Oh, I can't go there. Your rook's backing it up. So I guess I have to go here and then, yeah. That is kind of scary. Yeah, we both played some wild stuff. And then in here it was clearly a draw. And then I just did nothing. I'm just trying not to run out of time. And you kept the game going and like doing cool stuff. And then suddenly, boom, you're crushing me. That to me is the biggest takeaway of that game, is that it was clearly a draw. The computer agrees it's a draw. I think anyone, if you look at it from here, you would say this is a draw. There's no way either side's going to win. But I just moved pieces randomly for the draw, waiting, and you had a plan. I don't know about a plan. Maybe you had a plan. I think so. And you just made progress. And eventually, the progress led to I was lost. And then I got, incredibly lucky. Lucky stuff happens. I'm just glad that I was able to cap. Wow, wait, what? I didn't make the right move there? I thought that was obviously the right move. Huh? This is losing. Oh my goodness. You could have just taken with the bishop. Wow. I thought that was the game-winning move. Holy cow. Apparently I had to go here, and then I have checkmates. But going here, you take. When you didn't take, then it was just over. Gee, so even in my, amazing comeback, I still blew it. So, that's rough. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's time for me to go do some openings work before my game tonight. So I will talk to you all soon, and I'll let you know tomorrow how the game went. See you, everybody. Goodbye.